the intro. I usually have this stuff ready. Okay, well, um, hello there. Welcome to the Force Collective. um,
You still could have taken the time to find the intro.
well, I was looking for it as I said that. Okay, I was just going to say this, and then I was going to be like, "Oh well." Before we get into it, I'm going to play our intro, and then I was going to play it. You ruined it. Why? I'll run my stream the way I want.
would have jumped in. I mean, come on, seriously.
Okay, whatever. Okay, it's the last stream of the year. Let's have some fun. The Book of Boba Fett came out, and honestly, I don't know what to say about it. That is you know what? We'll get into that in just a second. I'm sure our sponsor team has something to say first. So I'll probably hand it over to them real quick.
Thanks for that, Shade. Today's sponsor for the Force Collective is Jedi Childcare. The caring Jedi are here to take care of your younglings. Are you having trouble looking after your kids? Have no fear. The Jedi will come and take your kids to their state-of-art education and care facility, where they will train them on how to wield glow sticks. Wait. They are glow sticks, right? Please tell me they're glow sticks. Anyway, don't worry. If there is any trouble with your children, the Jedi will protect them with their lives. Jedi Childcare. Back to you, Ray.
Yes, great. I'll be sure to use Jedi Childcare whenever I have a child. Especially the guy holding the blue lightsaber there in front of the kid. I guess he's there to protect that child.
Yeah, oh yes, absolutely.
I mean, there's multiple children, so maybe he's like so good that he's protecting multiple children at once. Maybe we'll see. We'll have to. I guess you'll have to watch Star Wars Episode 3 to find out. Anyway, so the Book of Boba Fett. The Book of Boba Fett. I don't know where to begin, but this image right here makes me happy for multiple reasons. I mean, I've always wanted to know how he got out of that Sarlacc pit. And actually, I might hold my opinion for a minute because I want to hear what you guys think first. So I'm going to start in order. Whoever's next to me. You're lucky to be next to me, by the way. Sir AOA.
Humble nuts.
Oh, yeah. The most humble.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. What I thought of the show episode, right?
Yes. Just what you think of the episode.
Mixed bag.
Mixed bag?
Yeah, it gave me a lot of... It probably gave me a lot more Bad Batch vibes than Mandalorian vibes. I think there was possibly a little bit too much what is it called again when they show flashbacks? Well, there you go, flashbacks.
You answered your own question.
No, I think there's another word for it. I can't remember now. But yeah, no, it felt like there was a bit too much flashbacks and trying to sort of I don't know. It's
Let her go.
But I love it.
Yeah, no, it was just sort of one of those situations of not enough. I really want to say there was sort of like not enough setup of what the show was meant to be type of situation. And there was just a lot about it that felt it almost felt like they were trying to purposely rub Boba Fett's face in the dirt. But you
Rub
kind
his
of
face in the dirt. What do you mean?
well, it was sort of a big case of it felt like that he was kind of getting his ass kicked just a little bit too much.
I sort of get that. I really do, actually.
It's and I mean the thing is that it really felt like something that should have been a second episode rather than a first episode, where I could understand seeing like the few opening scenes having Boba Fett being in that back to tank or whatever
Yeah.
the healing. But I wouldn't have like put him back into it until like the end of the second episode. It just sort of felt it felt like they were purposely tearing him down. And I think it felt like they were sort of tearing him down. And it felt, and I would, if it wasn't for the fact that the people that were directing it are the people that are directing it, I would have said that they were tearing him down to degrade him. Where,
Agreed.
Where, because I know the people, because, we're aware of who the people are directing it, I know that they're tearing him down so they can build him up type of situation. But the thing is that I think they just did too much of that. Where, they still could have had that tough fight in the middle of the city, but not have him knocked out.
Yeah. I sort of didn't like that either, to be honest.
See, that's something that they should have saved for the second episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, because the thing is that I'm guessing that this is sort of a big case of there's something really wrong, and it's going to take the entire season to figure out what's wrong and how he's going to save himself. Yeah,
I was getting that vibe, to be honest.
Yeah, that was sort of the vibe I was getting. And it feels like they've just jumped the shark a little bit and has kind of gone too far in tearing him down. So it kind of it doesn't put me in the best mood. That's what I'm best frame of mind. That's pretty much what I was sort of getting at.
Gotcha.
So I want to be excited, but it just didn't sit right, and it feels like they made a mistake instead of, oh, this is cool. And I mean, the one thing you do have to remember is that we are talking about, what, a 40-year-old Boba Fett now?
Yeah, I think so.
No, he's in the early 40s, if you do the math. So of course he's not going to be very spry. But it's they didn't really use the right choices in still making him look like a badass, but not the 20-year-old badass type of situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of do want to watch the next episode, but it's kind of not making me excited about watching the next episode. And that's not really a great thing for your first episode of a new series.
True.
But yeah.
Well, what about you, Commander? Well, you're done, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Commander Tano? Go ahead and give me your thoughts on it.
Yeah, so I think some of what I say will probably dovetail well with what Sarewe has already said. I'll begin and preface all of this with Star Wars at this point has given me a fear of commitment. And so
Yeah, I get that.
Such a poetic way to put it.
Yes. And so I'm kind of like what Sarewe said, like I want to like this. And this could be awesome. And there were moments where I was like, oh, this is fun. Like I liked when they were kind of in bits where they were in the throne room, and just some of the stuff was just kind of funny. Like it's like, oh, did you catch what he said? Oh, I didn't need a protocol droid, or just some of that stuff. Was fun, but I'm
Definitely
I'm very
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I think that this episode felt like they were trying to fit a little bit too much into that space of time. I feel like you could have expanded and more split this into 2 episodes. It just I think
Or
with
made
the
it a
amount of
longer episode.
Yeah. I think with the amount of flashbacks, it was kind of it was like this whole little collage of stuff pieced in together, and I totally understood what was going on and so forth, and it wasn't like totally like, oh, distracting or whatever, but it was enough to notice. But I'm cautiously optimistic, because I suspect, kind of as what Sarewe implied, that I suspect that they're kind of tearing him down to build him up. But at the moment, there are definitely moments where it's like I feel like Fennec Shand watching this, where it's like I just want to say like, hey, you need to kill these people. You need to be a little tougher. You need to, it's like I'm like Fennec Shand is probably what the audience is feeling, voicing what the audience is feeling, kind of in this. I think we don't want this to be kind of a copycat Mandalorian show. Like we're okay with, and I think that's the big thing I'm nervous about. Like they need to let Boba kill some more people, and they need to let him be a bit more menacing. And I'm sure we're going to get that, but I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna kind of complain that we're not getting it in advance, hoping that kind of that will ensure that we actually do get that, if that makes sense. It's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of my rule in life in general, is if there's something you dread happening, complain about it happening in advance and it won't happen. So I'm just going to complain in advance that we're not, that we're not going to get Boba Fett built up. We're not going to get these things. So hopefully that we will. I'm kind of still processing from all of our thoughts and feelings with the Bad Batch, and kind of sort of the disappointment with that. And I'm trying to not like set myself up for. I'm trying to have low expectations at the moment, but I enjoyed the episode, and I think this, I think it's going to be a fun show. I'm trying to not get too happy about it yet, so that nothing is jinxed.
We've been burned before, and we're a little bit worried now.
That's it.
Yeah. Shade, you're muted.
Yes.
We won't. We won't talk about that. I had
We'll have a moment of silence for Shade.
Look, I had some technical difficulties right behind the scenes here. My mic decided that it didn't want to be recognized by my computer anymore, and I hooked it back in, and I thought I was talking to you guys. I was like, "Oh yeah, I agree," or "I disagree," or I'm just saying things, and nobody's hearing me. And then I said, and right as you said, "That's it." Like right before that, I said, "All right, what about you, Chrono?" He never says anything. You say, "That's it." And I thought I interrupted you, and you're like, "No, that's it. I'm done." Okay. So, oh gosh. Okay. Well, now it's working. So, what about your thoughts, Chrono?
Well, first of all, I did like the episode. I think what they are proposing is quite interesting to see him take over the criminal world, and the other half being the flashbacks, which we, like you said, we all wanted to see the whole Sarlacc thing, and what happened to him after that, and that's what we're getting. And that's where part of my problem with it starts, because I think the flashbacks are going to be more interesting than the present stuff. And it's not that the present stuff is not interesting in itself, but like you already stated, it doesn't feel quite right the way they are going about it. I really didn't appreciate Fennec Shand telling him what he should do, because this is Boba Fett. I mean, this is not some guy who just happened to bump into this opportunity or this. He purposely went down there and took that empire for himself. So now we're supposed to believe he did it without a plan, like he has no idea how to do anything. I don't really buy that, not from him, because he's been around. He's a very skilled bounty hunter, and you don't get far in that profession being so oblivious to everything. And he worked for these people. There's no way he doesn't understand how to do things.
Yeah, but the thing is that I kind of viewed her as the counter, as sort of like the old guard, and it allowed Boba to come in and show that he's a new guard. Because I mean, the thing is that it was never played off between those two as, hey, Boba, you don't know what you're doing, so here I'm going to tell you. It was, you should be doing this, and Boba would respond with that's not how I'm doing this. Not, I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you for that, but I'm not going to do it. It was played off as old guard versus new guard.
Also, just it seemed to be exposition.
Yeah, I get that. I have nothing against the fact that she's there being more savvy than him. I mean, I get it, and I really like her character, so I have not a problem with the fact that she does it. I just don't buy it that he's so stubborn that, oh yeah, no, I don't really have a plan. I'm going to do whatever I want, and we will solve everything as it comes. He really doesn't operate like that. I mean, it's not the way these people do things.
Did
But
anyone else get that feeling? Because I didn't get that feeling.
Here is actually one thing, and it's probably a different. There was one thing I did kind of notice with how they kind of the exposition in isn't so much of a strictly a Fennec Shan dialogue thing, but more generally kind of an exposition thing. There are definitely, I think, and I think, and I will say, it's like this is kind of a tricky show to write because it's like this is a, you've got, unlike with the Mandalorian where you can kind of start from scratch, and they could kind of do it with no dialogue. There is a lot of history to these places and characters, and so it's kind of you have to do some telling, if that makes sense, and they're trying to find ways to weave that into the dialogue. It's like almost what because Jabba's dead and you can't really show what Jabba was like. You kind of have to have these moments where Fennec or other characters are alluding to things that Jabba did, how Jabba did this or that. Or like, why aren't you, on a litter like Jabba? You had multiple characters alluding to that. Maybe there's a better way to kind of weave that in without having it being spoken. Like, I get what they were trying to do, but it sometimes maybe didn't. I feel like there could be a better way of doing that.
With you actually saying that, it actually now makes a lot more sense.
It really
why
does.
they put that.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that it's one of those problems of you kind of need to write shows for the Jar Jar crowd, not the fans.
The Jar Jar crowd.
Yeah, hey, you remember that call? You remember that discussion?
Yes, I do.
Callback. So you kind of would need to have to do that.
Yeah. And so I think some of those moments where I kind of got initially, I kind of got probably a similar impression, maybe not the exact, but similar impression to Chrono, where I was like, oh, that's really weird for Fennec to be saying those things to Boba, or and then I was like, oh wait, those things actually are kind of, if you're coming straight into this and you're not familiar with the other movies or any of this other lore, then yeah, that actually may be useful to know. And it's kind of the only other way to kind of get that information in is to basically make the entire episode flashbacks, and there are already plenty of flashbacks, and I'm sure we're going to get plenty more. And I'm guessing they just didn't want to go that far with adding so many flashbacks.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I don't have a big problem with the fact that they do it. I just don't like that he comes out of it as incompetent, and I don't like that. It's not that she has to do the exposition; it's that it makes him look bad in the process. Like you said, maybe they need to find a better way to balance both things. But yeah, I just didn't like that, not so much, but it doesn't ruin the experience for me. I just think it plays against the character. But okay, if they're going to do that, we can deal with it. And the other thing I really did not like is that production seems inconsistent. At some points, you see a lot of cool special effects, very well done, and then you go low budget out of nowhere. And especially some of the alien costumes, they look like costumes. They don't really look like They were treated
Yeah.
to mingle, and you can tell, and it takes you out of the immersion.
The Trandoshan really sort of looked a bit odd.
I never paid attention to the Trandoshan like that. I'll go back and look at that. I want to know what you're talking about. I didn't pay that much attention. I was just trying to figure out what was going on. I
But,
usually
I
pay
mean-
more attention.
From memory, hang on, wasn't this like shot during the COVID nightmare?
Probably was.
Yeah.
So, it might just be something that was a problem for that. Oh, God. Oh, sorry about that. I just saw the current temperature. It's 10:30 in the morning, and it's already 32 degrees Celsius.
Oh, Celsius. Oh,
Celsius.
I was about to say.
I don't understand that language, but it sounds awful.
He's trying to say it's hot.
I think
We don't
0
speak
degrees.
Australian
I think,
here.
I think
We don't
0
speak the rest of the world here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
forget
a better
that.
way of putting it. I think.
Yeah, you use
0
Kelvin, right?
I think 0 degrees. I think 0 degrees in Celsius. Is 32 in Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit. I think so.
So it's currently 32 Celsius where you are?
32 Celsius.
So it's 89.6 Fahrenheit. Ick.
And
That's
it's
warm.
10:30 in the morning.
That is really warm
Ick.
for a morning. Dang it! I almost wish that I was up there right now because it was cold this morning. It was cold and rainy.
Trade places.
I don't know. I really don't
I'm
know
not
if you
trading.
want that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love where I live for the most part, but I don't know if you want to be here. There's too much rain and
See,
storms
I very much and
tornadoes. At this time of
okay,
the
yeah,
year.
no, I'll skip that.
I was slightly alluding to it, but you didn't get it at first, so I just had to say.
Oh
it.
no, it's I prefer Melbourne's winter weather to any other time in the year. And Melbourne's winter weather is generally cold and rainy and all that fun stuff. It's going to get up to 36 degrees Celsius.
That's going to be hot.
Ick.
That's not a good thing. Still being in December, because that means January is probably going to get really goddamn hot.
96.8 Fahrenheit. That is beastly.
That is insane. I don't want it.
Oh, then you would probably love the 41, 42 degrees Celsius.
No. I'd rather not.
107.
That's
Make
the
it
average
108 and
temperature.
I'll think about it.
That's the average temperature of the place where I was born.
My gosh.
Wow. I'm very impressed. I'm impressed you both are alive. Like I wilt at 80.
You would probably love the weather at Kubapedi.
I don't want to know about
my.
that. I really don't want to know.
It can get up to the temperature of about 50 degrees
Celsius.
122 Fahrenheit.
And that's the reason why everyone lives underground in Kubapedi.
It's basically Tatooine.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's literally just like when they leave their homes, they're just like Boba Fett on the screen here.
I remember a couple streams ago that you were describing that to us, and I was like, "You're describing Dune."
Yeah, Dune. That's
Welcome
right.
to Australia.
Where
Ugh.
Dune actually happens.
I don't think that's a
Yeah.
coincidence.
But no, I mean the thing is that the centre of Australia, I think I've seen temperatures up at 56 degrees, and people are living out there.
Dang.
132.8 Fahrenheit.
Wow.
That's hot. Yeah. Anyway,
Australia is a country of extremes.
Yes.
Yes. Extreme heat.
Oh no, and extreme cold.
Well, I mean, of course. I mean, if you got extreme heat, you're going to have extreme cold at some point.
We have had weather, -1.
That is very cold.
There was one time I was sitting at my computer and going, God, it's cold. What? Why is it so goddamn cold? Because I was in a sort of shirt and pants and just a very thin jumper, no socks, on a tiled floor, and I look at the temperature and it's 0 degrees.
Well, your feet were probably really cold thanks to that tile floor.
No, not really.
Really?
The bottoms of my feet are pretty much leather.
Oh, well, I was about to say, like, when last year, when our power went out and all that stuff due to a big snowstorm that we had, and she got disconnected. Anyway, she'll be back. Like when our power went out, we have like some hardwood in our living room, and I was standing on that like barefoot, and my feet felt like they were turning into icicles. I'm not joking about that. So I had to put on some house shoes, and even that didn't save me. So
Wow.
I figured that tile would be much worse, but maybe not. Then again, it could just be your feet. You might have weird feet.
Yeah, I've got weird feet. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I'm going to put some ice bricks into the freezer.
Ice.
Yes, plastic bottles that have a certain liquid in them that freeze.
Oh, ice packs.
No.
We say ice packs, okay?
Well,
We don't
no,
speak
see,
Australian here.
Well, it's sort of one of those things that we do have something called ice packs, but that's not what they are.
That's the generic brand of it, then, right?
No. Ice packs are generally gel covered fabric pockets.
Fabric.
See, we just have ice packs, and everything's an ice pack.
Yeah, yeah. We don't have different variants. We're weird.
The bricks are packs. They're all packs.
Okay.
And none of them are fabric. All of them are plastic.
Well, the ice packs are a plastic, but they use what is it called? They create fabric out of the plastic. I can't remember what they're called now.
Huh? Okay, I'm not sure.
I know what you're talking about. I don't have words for it, but yeah.
Oh wait, I don't know what it's called either. But never mind. I acted so clueless. I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, so that's what we call ice packs.
Huh. I learned
And
something
the
new every
ice
day.
bricks, the ice bricks are in the hard plastic um, bottle type things. But anyway, I shall disappear for 5 minutes so I can.
Okay.
So when it gets to the stupid temperature, I'll have something to put into my evaporative cooler to cool down the water.
Awesome. Okay.
Cool.
See you in 5 minutes. All right. Anyways, we got way off on weather and ice bricks. I guess it's my turn. Unless you have more to say, Chrono. Do you have anything else to say before we move on to me?
No, I was just thinking, looking at the image, that probably the part you enjoyed the best was the fact that we saw a lot of sand.
I mean, I dealt with it, mentally. I had to go through a little bit of therapy afterward, but at least Boba Fett was in it to make me feel a little more secure. I It really was hard, but I'm happy that I seen him. So he made it bearable. I did, however, enjoy seeing the inside of a Sarlacc. That was
Oh yeah.
Yes.
quite interesting. And there was a stormtrooper in there, which I don't understand why there was a stormtrooper in there, but I guess being digested over 1,000 years, anything can happen within that time. And I guess maybe a stormtrooper just happened to be coming by. I mean, they've been to Tatooine before, so I assume that maybe that's a stormtrooper from the New Hope era where they're like searching around for the droids and all that stuff, and one just like, oh, look at this big hole. I wonder if they went in here, and it just ends up taking him and eating him, and everybody else is like, oh no, TK429 is dead. Oh well, see you later, and just leaves him. Anyways, I don't know why I described that, but I did enjoy this episode quite a bit. Now I do get what you guys were saying. It never occurred to me until you guys said it out loud. Maybe I just don't think deeply enough, but I did get that little vibe that you guys were talking about. How it's more maybe exposition. When Fennec keeps telling Boba this and that, and I mean, I wasn't bothered by it, but at the same time, I can see why it would bother somebody because I mean, I guess where we know Star Wars, we don't need to be told that Jabba did this and Jabba did that, but there are people that need that, and so yes, I get that, and I mean, in a way, I guess it is a little intrusive. They could do something a little better with it, but it's not like it's the worst thing they've done with it. So I'm satisfied with it, and hopefully, though, they do improve on that. Um, but as far as like the flashbacks, there is a lot of them. I don't particularly hate that, but I think it's going to have like a similar problem that the Mandalorian had in the first like 2 or 3 episodes, where there's just every time he sat down at the at the uh, blacksmith thing, the weird table thing. Every time he sat around there, and the uh, Mandalorian blacksmith lady decided to pound on the Beskar, it literally triggered some flashbacks for him. So I mean, I feel like that's the same thing that's happening to Boba Fett here, and it's in a way I sort of hate that because it feels like that it's not much different than what the Mandalorian did. I feel like there should be they should have done it in a bit of a different way. I mean, yes, it's dreams. It's not just him going back and thinking about it like the Mandalorian did. But I did enjoy the flashbacks, though. I did enjoy seeing what he went through, and I grew to uh, grew to agree with Anakin that he should kill the not just the men but the women and children too. Um, the way they were beating on him earlier, I'm like, why are they doing this? He's done nothing to them, and they're just over here like, hey, let's kick this dude, kick, punch, punch, all that stuff, and they're just having the good old time beating on a guy who literally got dragged out of a Sarlacc pit, or dragged himself out of a Sarlacc pit. So I mean, not only is he like partially digested, but he is also like now armorless because a bunch of Jawas decided they wanted to attack him too. I mean, this Boba has had it rough since he got out of that Sarlacc pit. So these stupid Tusken Raiders are like, hey, let's beat on this dude, just for the fun of it, and then captures him. And that's when I realized, because when I watched Star Wars Episode 2, I felt sad in a way that Anakin had killed all of them because, they were just there sort of minding their own business. Yeah, they had his mom, but she was still alive. And then all of a sudden she dies, and Anakin's like, I'm going to kill everything. And kills not just the men, but the women and children too. And I was like, the women and children, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a little questionable. And now I'm like, okay, I get what you're going for, Anakin, and I'm not disagreeing anymore. Nah, all jokes aside, I am liking the little story arc that they're going with, like explaining how he got like that Tuscan robe they had and those Tuscan weapons that he had in the Mandalorian. I did want to
The
know
tooth cleaner.
why he had that. The what?
The tooth cleaner.
Yes, that. Yes. I am glad to finally learn about that. And those Tusken Raiders actually have some pretty cool looks to them. I really like I suppose Chief, his costume design. Because it looks more sophisticated than a lot of the other Tusken Raiders we've seen. So I also like learning more about their culture, like the way they are. Even though I do not like Tusken Raiders that much, it is finally nice to get a little characterization to them, if you know what I mean. Maybe that's not the right word for it, but we're getting to see a little more of the Tusken Raiders, learn a little bit more visually. There probably was some outside lore to them that I don't remember or know, but it's nice to see it on screen. But as far as like the flashbacks being a bit intrusive, I do agree with that a little bit. They should have. I think they really should have spread those flashbacks out a little bit instead of having all that in together. Because I think it was you, Commander Toner, that said they were trying to fit too much in at once, and I do agree with that too. Now, all that's not to say that I don't like the episode, because I really did. I was so glad to see this episode. It was quite fun to watch, but they did try to fit, I think, a little too much in at once, and I feel like that maybe they should have went for a longer episode, because that would have fixed that problem if the whole episode was much longer, like the first episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian. It should have been an hour long, just like the second season of The Mandalorian's first episode, but it wasn't an hour long. And that sort of disappointed me for a brand new show like the first episode, because they started that little trend with The Mandalorian, like making, the first episodes longer. Well, they only did it once, so maybe it was just a one-off thing. But I was looking forward to that. I'm like, we're going to get a full hour of Boba Fett. And then I see on Disney Plus 39 minutes. I'm like, I mean, it's close enough, I guess. Well, apparently it's not close enough, because we got a lot, but we got too much for that amount of time. So, honestly, I get that, and I do hope they fix that in the future. But all in all, I love this episode. I'm looking forward to the rest of the show. And I love seeing Tamora Morrison back in action. It's just so refreshing to see him play Boba Fett. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think like, and that's the thing. I feel like with all that we've been saying, like I definitely like want to reiterate. Like I enjoyed this episode. Everything that I've been saying has been kind of what's been behind it is kind of Disney just giving me a fear of commitment. But and yeah, it's like it's I liked what I saw, and that's why I wish there had been more of it. It's like I would have in different individual scenes and sets. I would have liked to spend more time, and it's like, but yeah, and I really like I think,
I think what you're saying is you want more. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like that's what you were wanting, just a little bit. Go ahead, continue.
Just a little bit. Now I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember where I was going with that.
You realize that you just stole her voice. You're
I
gonna be Ken.
literally did.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I
did.
literally killed it. I'm sorry. I'll never use that video clip ever again. I'm deleting it. I'm just kidding. I won't because it's too fun.
It's, while we're talking about like Tamura Morrison and his performance, which I think was great. It's still really weird to kind of see Boba without his helmet for significant periods of time.
It really
It's really
is.
strange.
But I'm sort of glad at the same time because that face. I mean, he don't have the Hauser hair, unfortunately, but if he did,
I don't think he's ever.
Maybe
gonna
if he
have
spends
her.
enough time in the Bacta tank, he will end up with Hauser hair.
maybe. I mean, we did.
He
see
got
him
his eyebrows back, so
Yeah, yes, exactly. I mean, he's growing some of his hair back finally. Nice. I mean, I like that little detail because apparently, he didn't get out of it that long ago, is what I'm guessing. So he's been like lying in there for. Well, no, I'm a little confused on the timeline. Did he just get out not long ago, or did he spend a few years with the Tusken Raiders? Because I'm assuming he spent time with the Tusken Raiders. They finally took him in, is what I'm guessing they're going with this. But I mean, because he defeated. By the way, spoilers. This is very late, but spoilers for anybody that watches this. There are going to be plenty of spoilers that I may not have mentioned this earlier.
Don't mind the past hour that we already talked about spoilers. Yeah, don't mind that.
Yeah, but I mean, there is still some things we haven't talked about. So, spoiler alert for the rest of it. I'm sorry.
No spoilers! Ah!
Well, I mean, that's a late reaction, but I mean, I did tell everybody late, so I guess it's smart.
I've got no idea. I only just got back, so
Well,
I
was
just heard
warning
someone
about
say spoilers, and I was like, "Oh, this is a good joke to run on."
I mean, I was warning about spoilers, but it's like 47 minutes and 22 seconds and counting into the stream, and I just now warned them about spoilers.
Yeah, everybody's been spoiled already.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Well, okay. So the things that I haven't mentioned that will be spoiler, that that four-armed creature, like after Boba had killed it and all that stuff. I think that Tusken Raider kid was taking credit for it, but the chief is like, "Yeah, I know you did that. I know you're the one that did it," and gives him water at the end. I'm just thinking to myself, like, oh, so they're finally connecting, and they're going to probably end up taking him in as one of their own for a little while, which is how he got the look that he had in the Mandalorian. So I think that's where they're going with this, and I know we're going to see more throughout the rest of the show. I just hope that there isn't as many intrusive flashbacks. I did enjoy some of the flashback sequences at the very beginning of the episode, though, because
Attack of the Clones, that stuff.
Yes, that. I think they reshot that scene a little bit because I don't think we ever seen Boba actually walk up to the helmet. I think they reshot the scene and had somebody else play as Boba Fett.
No, that I remember that scene though.
Yeah,
I do too.
He ever walked up to the helmet like that, did he?
Yes, and
Yes.
holding
Yes,
the
He was
helmet.
already there. Are you sure? I feel like he was already
Well, now
there.
I'm gonna rewatch it.
I feel like he was already sitting there with the helmet and holding it like that. I can't remember now.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like they reshot the scene with a different kid, just for that little extra bit of footage that you didn't get before. And I mean, they did have an extra camera shot where it's like showing him looking into the helmet. So I'm pretty sure they reshot the scene with a different kid. Anyways, I like that they went back to that. I really do like that they flashback to Attack of the Clones with young Boba. That was a nice callback to to the Clone Wars era, like the beginning of the Clone War and his origin. So
I'm really glad they used that, and that is one thing that I feel is like a reason for optimism. Just that And it's a silly thing, but and I get because of how, the sequel trilogy kind of tried to pretend those movies didn't exist, and now we've gotten to the point where
The sequel trilogy tried to pretend that none of the movies existed. I mean, let's be frank.
We are
Yeah.
the real Star Wars movies, not those has-been movies back there. No, we're the Star Wars movies now. That's what they were going for, and I didn't appreciate that. The lack of callbacks to the original and prequel trilogy. I mean, yeah,
You're
they have
right.
little Easter eggs, but the lack of actual callbacks to it.
Hang on. Sorry. You are right.
Yeah.
In the movie, the kid doesn't. The young Boba Fett doesn't walk up to the helmet.
See, I knew it. I knew I remembered that scene very well. Oh God.
Well, hang on a
I'm
second. Hang on. Yes, I brought up the. I brought up the movie.
Well, that works too.
Hang on a second. Let's just.
No, because it like cuts. Okay, yeah. Let's see.
So. I turned off the sound.
That's okay. Yeah, he's already. See, yeah, there we go. He's already there. And it was at a different angle than the scene that they showed in The Mandalorian.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah. So they reshot the scene with a different kid. And I thought that was really nice that they actually went back and reshot the scene.
Well,
for some
actually,
extra
hang on a
footage.
second. Because the thing is that they might not have actually reshot the scene.
Are you sure about that?
No. Because what I'm sort of saying is that they could have just. It could have been cut footage. That's what I'm getting at.
Either way, that's cool.
It is cool either way. It's just the kid looked a little bit different to me. Just a tiny bit. Like you get.
Oh, bother.
No, you're all about slaying kids, so I bet you recognize everyone.
Hey, don't talk about my pastimes.
You mean 5 seconds ago passed?
Yeah, 5 seconds. Yeah, yes. Look, my awesome little pastimes are not on trial here. We're talking about the Book of Boba Fett. So, would you kindly not bring that up?
It doesn't matter. We're an inclusive channel. We welcome child murderers.
Anakin, that means you. Join up.
Hang on. I'm at the scene.
Okay. Oh, that beautiful face right there. I don't think it's cut footage.
You are right. It because the thing is that there was an article a little while, about 3 weeks ago, of them actually going back and reshooting scenes from the prequel trilogy.
Ooh, I don't remember that.
Then you didn't read the article I put up in the channel.
Are you sure? Maybe I read it, but I just don't remember it. I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, give me. I did. Hang on, was it?
Do your thing. Well, anyways, while he's doing that, I'll continue on with my point about the flashbacks.
Oh, sorry, hang on.
Huh?
Hang on. But yeah, no, they were reshooting a whole. Damn it, that's right. It was a video. It was Mike Zero video.
Oh, it was Mike Zero though.
Yeah. But no, the thing was that they weren't. And I'm just saying they weren't reshooting it to, throw it into the prequel trilogy. No, they were reshooting it, especially with one scene of essentially Grogu at the Jedi Temple during the Jedi Purge.
Oh, so you mean the moment when you see this little clip here?
Scene.
Yeah. I know the scene you're talking about.
I can't remember the entirety, but I think they were reshooting that particular scene in, but having Grogu in the room off to the side type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that there's possibly multiple different scenes that they've gone and reshot just so they can, do what they did there.
See, that's something I like. I mean, if they take the time to reshoot those scenes to give us a little more, like, or a different perspective, or maybe even add to it a little bit, that right there, like, it's just amazing, in my opinion. Now, if they go out of their way to change the scene entirely, that's one thing, which I hope that's not something they'll end up doing. But a good example of them probably, hopefully, using scenes from the prequel movies is the Obi-Wan show when it comes out. Because if the way they're doing this is any indication, there's going to be, like, Obi-Wan's going to be sitting somewhere and something's going to trigger him a flashback or something like that, and it's going to be a reshot scene of something. I mean, these The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett have both shown that they like to have the main character be triggered by something for flashbacks or dreams or whatever. So, which I'm not, like, against it. It's just, it was a little intrusive due to the fact that they were so long. And I agree with your point that there was, like, more flashback than there really was, I guess, exposition for the present, or what the show is really about. But hopefully they fix that for the rest of the show. But as far as all that, I have really no complaints. That, like, you guys really covered everything, and I personally am looking forward to the next episode. I want to see more. I don't know. I mean, I have predictions and all that stuff. What are you laughing at?
Just that weird peak of the mic.
What peak of them? What are you talking about? What did it do? What did my mic do?
Oh, okay. So you didn't do that on purpose?
No.
Okay. Well,
what did it do?
There was just this weird random peak of the mic on the mic, and it was just really odd.
Okay, that wasn't on purpose. Whatever it was, I have no idea what that was. I guess I'll hear it if I ever play back the stream. Sometimes I do that just to listen to my own voice because I'm heavenly and I love it. And no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I do sometimes listen back though to, I guess, critique myself. Yeah, I'm not going into that right now because that's a discussion for another time.
Should I get out the glasses and the notepad and start taking notes and talking about getting you to talk about your childhood?
No, that won't be necessary. I already went through a therapeutic session because of the sand on Tatooine. Boba Fett was the only light in my dark tunnel at that point. Anyways, so yeah,
I'm not gonna say anything because this is a child-friendly show, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna get it when you listen back.
I probably will. But yeah, so I'm excited. I really do want to see what happens next. I'm not a pessimist like Soraya Way. I'm excited. I'm sorry, Soraya Way. I'm messing with you today.
Well, I mean, it's not so much pessimism. It's just sort of a big case of
You're afraid of
You know.
commitment like Commander Tommy.
no, it's just a big case of after being burnt by Bad Batch, it's kind of a bit hard to sort of be extremely excited. You know, you the what's the expectations have been tempted.
The
The expectations are
Tempered.
being tempered.
Tempered.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute, that don't make sense. I
Yeah.
misheard.
No, I mispronounced it the first time.
Tempered.
Tempered. Yeah. And you know, something really has to be amazing to light the fires again. And the thing was that unfortunately this episode was a little bit crowded and didn't give enough
do agree with that.
clarity to what we should expect for the entire season.
Well, the thing for me is Star Wars: The Clone Wars started off with the movie. Star Wars Rebels started off with a 1 hour special. The second episode of The Mandalorian, or first episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian started off with a 1 hour episode. I feel like whenever they start a new show or a new season, I mean, they've already started that trend. They really should make it an hour or so long. Because, I mean, with all that exposition they were trying to put in that episode, I feel like that episode could have been just a little bit longer. And it would have maybe made the episode better that way. Because it wouldn't feel so crowded. But, I mean, that's just my opinion on that.
I actually think that what you're saying, it's probably because they are currently producing 3 shows at the same time, and
Yes.
the other ones you mentioned were focused, and they were focused entirely on them at the time. In this case, this show has to be shot within the time frame of Kenobi and Ahsoka, and we all know that Disney is going through a very rough patch with Star Wars content, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were having to cut costs to manage all production, because you kind of get that vibe in this episode that some of the stuff is not the same quality we got from The Mandalorian. Some of the shots are not as good. Some of the costumes are not as good. Some of the lighting effects. It's not really in your face, but you can tell that it's not the same quality. I really hope they change this moving forward. I mean, I hope they take notes on it. Because, for example, there's this scene with the ambush. The whole ambush thing on the streets, I think, was poorly executed. The idea that there's an attempt on his life is great, but the way they did it, I really don't get the Hollywood vibes from it. It looks very amateur. And because there's this shot when they exit the bar and the guards are behind them.
Yes.
And in the next shot, they are not there. And I don't know if that's a mistake or if they did it purposely so that they come back to save them when they're surrounded. But whatever you choose to believe, mistake or intentional, it's wrong. I mean, it doesn't look good.
That's true. I was wondering the whole time that they were there, where are the Gamorrean guards? I mean, they do swoop in at the last second to save them, which that fight after they joined was really cool. But where were they? They were right there. They're supposed to be bodyguards.
Yeah, it
And
makes
and
no
I'm
sense.
and I mean the thing is that it comes back to what I was saying a little bit earlier. They just went a little bit too far in tearing him down.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that the whole now I'm just trying to remember the fight. The very first thing that should have happened was Boba throwing Fennec out of the circle.
I was wondering the whole time why he didn't use his jetpack.
I'm wondering why he didn't use his flamethrower. There's just there were so many sort of questions. And I mean the thing is that he could have easily used his flamethrower. It wasn't a.
I did like how he was defending himself at first. He was like just all at it, just blocking each hit.
But I mean the thing is that if you were going to do a fight scene where he's tanking the jab shocks, you might as well, the best option wouldn't be to tank the shocks, but to throw Fennec outside the circle and then start tanking and hand-to-hand combat while she's tearing the living crap out of the ones that broke the shield circle. And
honestly,
the thing is that
At some point, I think he tried to do that because she does jump on him and tries to get out, but doesn't manage to do so.
And that I think is a bad, for lack of a better word, bad choreography on their part.
Really, the whole time I was thinking, why isn't he just grabbing her and flying out with the jetpack? That's literally the only thing I thought about through that.
Even in the concept art, in the credits, you can see that the concept art for that shot was them holding up their guns to the guys with the shields, and that didn't happen.
No, that didn't happen, unfortunately. I want to see his E11 blaster. Why doesn't he have it? In the concept art, he has it.
And I mean, the thing is that it doesn't make them look good. And I'm just rewatching the scene right now. And they're meant to be deadly bounty hunters. And they're kind of getting their asses kicked really badly. And it's just
like it's interesting kind of seeing this. It's like, and I feel like, possibly people making decisions on this might say, well, we heard fans saying they didn't like Mary Sue's and whatever, and so we wanted to give kind of the protagonist a struggle. But it's like,
oh, hey,
not
six,
that.
Yeah, 6-on-2 is going to be a struggle of a fight. But the thing is that they're meant to be
the best of the best.
They're meant to be highly deadly bounty hunters and assassins, and one big problem is that Fennec wasn't able to jump over the shield wall, but then 3 minutes later was able to scale a first floor, scale 2 levels of a building.
And another problem is that we have a very clear reference of what Fennec Shand is capable of doing, because we just came out of the Bad Batch and we saw her take on Cat Bane and survive, and that was hell of a fight. It was very good.
Yeah.
And you see her now underperforming, and it's like it makes no sense.
And I think
there's only one thing that can justify that. That was like years ago. She was younger then.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's it.
You then see that chase scene. She jumps off a building and then manages to, essentially navigate around it to block off the
That
two
is true.
fleeing. Yeah, it's. I think I know. I think I know why that battle went like that. And that's no, actually, even then, that doesn't make sense. Even then, it doesn't make sense. No, I mean, I was going with the whole because the actors weren't capable of performing it. But the actress that played, the actress that played Fennec is capable
Ming
of that.
now always delivers. Yeah, she's more than capable of doing that.
She should be more than capable of doing that. Maybe not the parkour scene, hence why she puts the helmet on.
Yeah.
But to jump on Boba's back and jump over the shield wall should be well and truly capable of that.
Another reason. It's funny because I hadn't thought so much about all the choreography issues, but I was thinking, another reason I feel like I'm kind of like, it's like I want to like this show, but I fear liking it. I just remember watching it and looking through. I'm just thinking, even let's say that they iron out, in later episodes they kind of iron out this stuff and it gets into a, say this is just kind of a clunky start, but it becomes a really good show, which it hopefully will. I think another big fear I have is like just that production-wise, that either some actor or someone involved in the thing will either say something, or maybe some decades-old tweet will be dug up, or there'll be something to just kind of like disrupt it, and they'll like either have to cancel or substantially alter something about
that's
it.
That's a trend with these new Star Wars shows. Something or someone has to get canceled in it.
And I was already watching the episode, and I already like found something that I could totally see like certain Twitter idiots getting all worked up about it.
Are you talking about like the skin tone of Boba Fett?
That's one thing.
Whitewashing Boba Fett. Oh no, cancel it.
Yeah,
cancel it.
Yeah.
Actually, there's also the issue about the male Twi'lek with the female ears. And that's already making the rounds on Twitter.
Sorry, what?
The Twi'lek woman?
There's a male Twi'lek in the bar, and he doesn't have ears. He has cones.
Doesn't have ears.
He has cones, and that's not supposed to happen.
That isn't supposed to happen.
And people are claiming that he's a trans Twi'lek.
Oh, no.
Yeah, not kidding you.
No, it's literally just a mistake. But
I want to think so.
Are we talking about the bar? The bar scene?
Yes, the bar scene.
Okay, I was also thinking just that there are parts of, and talking about a little bit some of the dialogue that just I think some people are going to listen to it and think that it's a little bit ableist, like with Boba just saying no, he's not going to use the litter like Jabba. He's going to, just use his own 2 feet. That I feel like there's some. Yeah.
Guy, if someone does that, they need their head examined. They need to.
I guarantee if you go search the recesses of Twitter, you will find someone who
there
thinks
will be
that.
somebody. Just watch.
I've probably inspired them to start a petition to maybe be more maybe make a Jabba the Hutt series to kind of counter the Boba Fett series, to have it be more inclusive, less anti-Hutt.
Anti-Hutt.
Are we talking about the green guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sort of. I mean, is that what you're talking about there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could just be a headgear thing.
Maybe it is.
Are they really going with that?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, you don't typically see males wearing that kind of stuff because they are supposed to have ears.
True, but I mean the thing is that that is such a stretch. I mean,
how do we know that Twi'leks
very
come in
much a
2
stretch.
sexes?
You really just want to watch Twitter burn, right?
We're assuming they're genders, people. We need to be canceled.
But I mean, the thing is that if they're meant to have sort of like have the exact same job of serving customers, that's a PG way of putting it, right?
No, I get what you're saying.
Having
Serving customers.
Serving.
Having them in the same headgear would make sense, and of course, you can have ears underneath that. That's Twitter in recent era just need to burn.
I mean, yeah, of course, there's probably ears under that technically because these are just actors and nobody has cone-shaped ears, so of course there's probably got to be ears under that. So in a way, it is very plausible that
because I mean the thing is that
we're talking about thing.
We are talking about leather here.
Well, also look,
and it's,
I don't know if you can tell, but hers stick out much further than his.
Yeah.
So maybe it is just.
And actually, the one on the left, in another shot, looks like it was sort of collapsed in. So,
it's probably just a headgear thing. I hope. I mean, I also got to say, I'm going to fix the screen here. Okay, look at this. See this? And then look at this. I think there's a pattern. I don't think it's a coincidence. I'm just saying they sort of. I need to get shirtless Anakin on here too. There you go. There we go. One more.
There's a shirtless Anakin shot?
There is 2 of them. There's 2 shirtless Anakins. Don't ask me why I pay attention to that.
Why do you pay attention to that?
Don't make me do it. I'll pull that lightsaber out. Don't make me do it.
Oh, you're dying to do it.
I really want to. Actually.
Shade. Bring it. You're going to have to go through 14 days of quarantine, so.
Oh. Well, you know what? I might not do that. I'll wait till COVID's gone. I'll wait till that's gone, and then we'll see how that goes.
Guys, sorry to interrupt, but I gotta go. I have somewhere to be.
Okay.
But it was great to discuss this episode in the very last episode of this year.
Yes.
And can't wait for the next. And I just want to wish you all a Happy New Year.
Same to you, Chrono, and I'm glad you were able to join us on the final episode of Star Wars Topics of 2021. That's a really weird thing to say. I can reminisce and all that stuff, but since you need to go, I will spare you of the reminiscing for now.
Oh no,
So,
we can do that later because yeah, there's a lot to reminisce on.
of course.
Memory. Something, I don't know the song.
Well, Chrono, be safe and have a happy new year as well. And thank
Happy
you
New
for
Year
being
to you
here.
guys. Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
See
See
ya.
you later.
See ya.
All right. Well, with that being said, we can go on to maybe a prediction portion or something like that if you want to. Maybe if you guys have any predictions for what the next episode or what the rest of the show may entail for us.
Nope.
No, you ain't got nothing. Nope.
Nope.
I have a couple of small predictions. Nothing huge yet, but they did give us a lot in this first episode. And the only thing I've got is like, and I've mentioned one of these earlier, and I think Sir AOA mentioned the second one that I've got as well, but I sort of had these on my mind anyway. But Boba Fett joining up with the the Sand People, the Tusken Raiders. I think that's the direction they're going with those flashbacks. So I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to go. I'm like nearly 99% positive that's how it's going to go. And I'm sure everybody else here is, but that's just one of my small predictions. The next one is that there is an actual maybe health problem with Boba Fett, and it might have something to do with where he was in the Sarlacc pit. So, and that might be why he needs to have the Bacta tank so often, and maybe why he's so easily hurt. I mean, I don't know how to explain that exactly. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that was my one. Like, I hope it doesn't come true prediction. My prediction, it's more so than that. It's like the Sarlacc gave Boba like Star Wars cancer or whatever, and he's going. And the problem is he's going to. It's basically going to be where he's by the end of the show, whenever they end it, he's going to die of it. But beforehand, he's going to, do, once again, it's good. The redemption death is he's going to do some good things before he dies of cancer. And that's basically what we're watching.
Well, honestly, I don't believe that's the direction they'll go with that. I don't think they're trying to make him into an actual hero. More of either an anti-hero or, I mean, since he is considering himself a crime boss, he's not even just a hero at all. He's just the protagonist that we root for, which is what I hope for. And as far as the sickness, maybe, or some sort of condition, maybe he goes to find a cure for it or something like that. Or maybe he is like mostly cured from it. He's still suffering some small side effects of it. Who knows? That's just like some small predictions for the rest of the show. We won't really know much until we watch more episodes. So I think I'll just leave the predictions at that for now. But I'd like to just talk about how this is the final episode of Star Wars Topics for the year. So and it's nice that we end this year with an episode of the Book of Boba Fett. It's like, even though we may have some smaller issues with it, they're not anything like terrible that break the entire series yet. But it's nice to have ended it with something like this. And not to mention that it's one of our standard Star Wars Topics episodes where we discuss something and not just something random like a holiday special watch party. That one was interesting.
Hey. I would prefer a holiday watch special than watching Netflix Cowboy Bebop.
True. But I don't know if I don't know. I was barely able to continue the stream that day. Like I was so cringed that I don't know if I could have made it much longer. But having you and Chrono on there and Commander Tano for the duration she was on there, that is what helped me make it through that. So, I'm traumatized by that, but I had friends to help me along the way. Yes, it got pretty extreme. You should, if you haven't seen it, Commander Tano, you might be glad that you missed. Just saying.
I've seen enough bits and pieces that I think I have a good idea of what I missed, but
Well, let's just
I
say we
am
didn't
speechless.
refresh your memory. Because that right, or even add to it, because that alone, like, there was some tiny good aspects of it, and it's not even anything that makes the whole thing worth it, because it really isn't. But it was fun to do it with people and not just be alone. So that was fun. But yeah, this is the last episode of Star Wars Topics for the rest of the year. And I'm glad that we ended it with a good old discussion of the Book of Boba Fett. It's, it brings me back to when we were discussing the Bad Batch, and, how exciting it was to learn all these things that happened along the way. It was just fun to have all these little cool discussions. It also it just also makes me think about how far this channel has come in such a short time. Now, I know it hasn't gotten that far lately, but life has been giving me lemons, and I haven't made as much lemonade as I should have. But I'm working on it. I am working on it. I am currently editing a video. Well, not at this very moment. I was doing that before the stream, which is why I was almost late for the stream. But I am working on a video again, and it's the KOTOR episode 2. The only problem is I'm having an issue with the editor, and maybe it's not really the editor, it's more the computer. But anyways, I was doing that, so I'm back to doing that again. But it was really cool, like, seeing how far this channel has gotten since, like, the very beginning, when I did like 5 topics in an episode. I'm glad I don't do that anymore. Because that was hard to manage. It was, and plus the episodes were insanely long, and I'm sure not everybody wanted to be here for like 3, almost 4 hours, single episode. So, but don't get me wrong.
Speak for yourself. We still need to be 4. We still need to do 4 for 4.
Look, that may be coming. Get it? May 4th? No, may be coming. Yeah. I know, I'm awesome.
Good.
It may be. I'm not gonna make any guarantees, because I try not to make promises I know I can't keep. For Chrono, that would have been a good reference, but he's not here. If either of you have played Halo or watched anything on Halo, you know that reference. Anyways, so it's quite nice though to be back into this, and it's nice that we ended this year together on this kind of discussion. I'm having a lot of fun right now, and it's great to see how far we've gotten from the 5 topics, terrible commentating, which I'm still not the greatest at being a commentator, I guess, but at least I'm better at it than I was before, because the first episode I was so nervous, and I'm sure that anybody that watched it or was on there with me could tell, but I was really nervous about doing it. And after I've done a few episodes, I started getting much better, not being as nervous, and I think that's really key to doing better, is not really being so nervous about it. Just don't think about.
You didn't come across as nervous. I think you sounded very confident, but if that's nervous, then good for you.
Well, I may have felt more nervous than I sounded then because I was really nervous about it since I had never done anything like this before at that time. This, by the way, this is in March. I think March 25th was the first stream I ever did. I think.
I was
have to
gonna
go back and
ask
look
what the
at that.
first.
I'm gonna look at that real quick. Let's see.
That's
I'm on my
about right.
channel right now. I know
We
it
need
was
to do
in
something
March.
special for the 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, we really do. We really do. I need to. I would try to find everybody that was ever on stream, but that would be chaos. That would be complete chaos. I remember when we had like 6, maybe even 7 people on stream before, and it was complete chaos. Which is why I've stuck with just with us 5. Or well, it would be 6 if Psycho was here. Unfortunately, Psycho has got things in life that's keeping him busy. Let's see, where is my first stream? It was 9 months ago, and there's 68 views on it. Nice. The thumbnail is funny. I mean, I made the thumbnail myself, and but the font and everything, it was sort of low effort in a way. Let's see, what does it say? What day? March 25th, 2021. That's what it was. So yeah, March 25th. That was the first time I ever streamed on YouTube. I did post a couple things on YouTube before, but nothing like this. I'm thinking I might post some non-commentary gaming videos on YouTube because those are quite easy for me to make, especially if I get some good gameplay on PlayStation. Because you can record like 15 minutes worth of video, and I have a few things on PlayStation that I could post to YouTube right now that are really
actually,
interesting.
you can go half an hour.
You really can? Did they change that?
I don't know if they changed it because it's been half an hour for years.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to look at that after this. I'm going to look at that. I thought it was 15 minutes.
The 15 minutes is the default.
Oh, well. Okay. Well, anyway. Well, see, I had played a lot of games, and usually like multiplayer matches on those games last 15 minutes. So I guess maybe I just never changed it 15. But I do have some good gameplay. I do have some clips that I think are hidden on my channel right now because I wanted it to be more about Star Wars than what I had been posting before. But I might just release those clips on the 1 year anniversary of this channel. So look forward to that, I guess. Because I took some Halo clips from when I played on Xbox a lot and recorded clips and put them on YouTube. I did stuff like that. I don't have that many, but I have a lot saved. But I got like a bunch of Destiny 2 clips. I got a Call of Duty clip. I got Titanfall 2, got Halo 5. I just got like a bunch of different things here. And I did record a couple things a little while back. I just haven't posted it to YouTube, but I think I might just release them. So non-commentary gaming videos might come just to fill in, for an actual video in a dry spot, because that's, first of all, that's the easiest thing for me to do, especially with the time I have, because it's hard to go through and edit the whole thing. I'm currently, like I said earlier, editing KOTOR episode 2, and like it's not that the editing is hard or anything like that. I'm still like trying to find my style of editing, I guess, and not like add too much or not put enough. So I'm still teaching myself a bit when it comes to editing, but if my computer was working a little bit better, it would go much easier, because every time I want to perform an action on there, my computer freezes up now. I don't know what it is. I restarted my computer to hopefully make it work better, but that actually made it work worse, because I was almost afraid that I wouldn't get to stream tonight, because my computer stayed on a please wait screen when I turned it back on for almost like 10 minutes. I'm like, it's been telling me to please wait for 10 minutes. I don't know if it's ever going to let me just log into my computer. So I think I'm going to have to get a new computer before I do anything super big. This like doing these streams right here are quite easy compared to that. But as far as editing goes, it's not been easy. I was going to edit like a small short and play it during this video or during the stream, just because it is the last stream of the year and I wanted to do something special with it, which is why I got on there to edit some, because I wanted to do something special for it. But unfortunately, that didn't work because it didn't want to work. It really didn't. So, I mean, it is what it is, but I'm going to try to buy a new computer. I'm going to start saving up. I'm going to start saving up now to build a nice PC that will take this kind of thing. But anyways.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing the exact same.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because yeah, my computer really can't handle playing games and streaming. It can do Star Wars. It can do Star Wars: The Old Republic, but
mine barely.
Not much else.
My frame rate is so bad on that game, and I've lowered the quality and everything. It's my computer, I think, is just dying slowly.
I'm going to see if I can pick up a few RAM sticks, so I can increase the RAM. I very much need a brand new PC, top to bottom type of situation.
Well, anyways, I mean, yeah, a new PC would be great for both of us, and then maybe our Twitch channel. Quick plug, real quick. We have a Twitch channel. Links in the description below. We try to stream on that channel every once in a while, so just keep an eye out for that. All right. Anyways, so if we did get new PCs, we'd be able to stream pretty well on there. So I think that's something worth investing in. But off the PC talk, what was your guys' favorite memories from this year? And it doesn't exactly have to pertain to Star Wars. It could just be anything that we've talked about before. So, I mean, I guess I'll start with myself, though. Like, the Mary suing thing has stayed with me. That's probably... Wait, there was one more thing. If it's brown, don't drink it, or something like that. How'd that line go? Those two things have stuck out with me this entire time.
If it's brown, don't drink it down.
Yes. There we go.
if it's brown, don't drink it down, because it won't be genuine Coruscant colored milk.
Yes.
Oh wait, hang on a second. Oh whoa.
Like those two things right there.
Hang on.
Made me happy throughout the entirety of this year.
This will probably make you even happier.
Okay. I'm ready.
Hang on. I sent you a link, but I will share this.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hang on a second.
You know what I need you to do, Sir Wait. I need you to literally just record yourself repeating all those sponsorships, and then I can maybe make something out of it.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Oh, sorry. Okay, give me a second.
That's mainly to cut out the background audio, like laughter and stuff like that. So it's like I can actually make something out of it.
No, well, I mean, the thing is that really what I sent you a link on Discord, but
my Discord won't open on my computer right now for some reason.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh no. It's not the one with my face. Oh no. Nobody wants to see my face.
Everyone might need to mute themselves because you might pick up my audio. Oh, well, hang on a second. Don't worry.
We have a sponsor for this channel today, and I'll let Sir AOA also take care of that. So take her away, Sir AOA.
Today's sponsor for the Force Collective is Coruscant Colored Milk. Get your daily dose of calcium from all across the galaxy from many different sources. Like the hardy Tatooine Blue. It might be hard to drink, but it'll last long as you do under the twin suns. How about Octo Green? Let that sweet green milk bring a smile to your face. Don't forget Felucia Yellow from the humid jungles.
Felucia Yellow.
Don't worry, it is plant-based. With so many colors, there is a milk that will suit your taste. Just remember, if it's brown,
If it's brown, don't drink it there. We need to make that into a t-shirt right now.
That's Sir AOA t-shirt. If it's brown, don't drink it down. That's how it's going. Oh goodness. Okay, it's still just as funny now as it was then. You sealed your fate with that one.
I forgot that it was plant-based. Good to know.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, that is just as funny now as it was then. It really is. I'm glad you remembered which stream that was on. We've had so many sponsorships and so many streams, I forgot which ones were which anymore.
No. That was one of the two that I've clipped out.
Oh.
And I just brought up the clip. And I just sent those clips to you.
Oh yes. Awesome. I'm going to download those onto my phone.
And the thing is that they're only like 26 megabytes. So even your internet should be able to download it.
It'll handle it. It'll handle it. I know that. 26 megabytes, easy.
But we can talk about that later.
That's a good favorite moment.
It really is. It really
I've
is.
got one. I can't remember which stream it's from. It was more recent. 6 pecs. I remember just uncontrollably laughing, like just choking on that. Just
what?
Oh my gosh! I'm glad you reminded me of that. 6 pecs.
That was one of those ones where we just couldn't stop.
Oh my goodness! You had to remind me, and I'm so happy you did, though. That was awesome.
I can't remember what I said for that one.
I'm trying to remember the context of that conversation because we were talking about, I don't know, people showing their muscles in 6 packs, but you said 6 pecs, and
oh no, it was very much sort of like a.
I think this was the context.
Yes,
probably.
It was about, oh, I'm big and strong and I've got muscles upon muscles and 6 pecs. And I can't remember the context. I just remember that it was I deliberately went with 6 pecs.
It was beautiful. It was
just brought that back to me, and I can't stop laughing.
And it was how you delivered it too.
Why do I have this strange feeling that everyone's shining moments is when are going to be when I've just pulled out some joke, or it's been one of the ads, or
Honestly, I don't know. You're more of like the comedy relief in our streams anymore.
Sorry, say that again.
I said you're more like our comedy relief on these streams now.
Okay, that's cool. I'll take it. I'll take it.
I mean, you're the leader of the sponsor team, and you're our comic relief. So you got 2 titles.
Woo!
I'm just the host. What a boring title. Host Shade, comic relief, and sponsor team leader, Sir Elway. The Mary Sue that Mary Sue's everything, Commander Tom.
And tea choker.
Oh, tea choker too. And then, like I said, here's Shade, just host. I think she's choking on tea again.
No, she's choking
I'm
on her own saliva.
That's
Saliva choker now. Okay. So there's you another title.
No.
oh dear. No.
Well, fine, we'll forget that title for now.
Oh, it's too late now. It's on the internet forever.
Yep.
True. Well, you're stuck with it. I'm sorry.
I'm the Mary Sue of choking.
Well, I mean, Mary
Yikes!
Sue is good at everything. They Mary Sue everything, so choking is sort of implied. Among many other things. And then I think Chrono was like,
when did this turn into a
knowledge.
3 a.m. stream?
That I don't know. I really don't. It feels like it. It really does.
I got to admit that
Right now.
That was probably one of my favorite streams. The really late night stream where we watched.
Oh yeah, we sat
the
up
last
and watched,
episode.
Yeah.
It was fine for me, but you guys were out of it.
Hey, look, I really enjoyed it. I was excited. I may have been out of it at the end, but man, the feeling of being up that late at night and watching the Bad Batch together with you guys was so fun. And yes, I would do it again. I will literally call in for work and do it again if I had to. Well, maybe not right now because I can't really call in right now. I don't want to get fired, but I will do it if I
When
can.
is season 2 coming out?
I wish they would say something about that. I have no idea. See, the problem with Lucasfilm currently is that they're not transparent with their fans at all. You just gotta let them announce it.
Are you sure it's Lucasfilm and not Disney?
Aren't they both the same thing at this point?
Pretty much. But I mean, the thing is that I'm pretty sure John and Dave would be a lot more open. But I wouldn't be surprised if Disney is sort of sitting behind them, going, "Nope, you can't say that now. Bow towards the mouse."
I think. Okay, never mind. I thought I was having some issues with the stream, but I'm not.
Okay,
we're good. I thought that it went off broadcast, or it wasn't broadcasting anymore, but I was wrong. I checked it to make sure. We're still good. Anyways, yeah, those 2 phrases that they stick in my head. Like whenever I think of Commander Tano, I think of Mary Suing because she's the one that keyed that term, and called Lando the real Mary Sue. And then if it's brown, don't drink it down. That's a good one. And,
okay.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's just rewatching that video. I just loved what makes that so good is actually watching your face, Shade, and Bounty's face. And what's great is watching Bounty's face, because the minute I said colored milk, he knew. He knew. And the main reason was that me and him discussed an article about colored milk on his stream the week before. So the minute he heard that, he knew.
Well, that's a nice little callback. I didn't even know that you did that. That's cool. I learn new things every day.
And yeah, and the thing was that the reason why the blue milk was described the way it was and the green milk was described the way it was because it was pretty much lifted off how Mark Hamill described the two different milks. Because for the blue milk they used UHT milk.
Yeah.
So it really tasted not that great. But that for the green milk they actually used coconut milk. So that's why the green was sweet. How was it described? I can't remember now.
I can't remember either.
Oh, wait, hang on a second.
I know what Mark said. I just can't remember it now.
No, I've got the document with all the scripts in it, so I'm just here we go. Sweet green milk that will bring a smile to your face. Well, he described the milk as a sweet flavor, and of course the smile to your face is that god awful smile that Mark Hamill gave as Luke Skywalker.
That moment, just no for me on that. Just no. Like, this is what I want to do with this scene. I just want to grab it and just toss it over my shoulder and pretend it never existed.
Are you sure you just want to do that to the scene?
Well, if you want me to, I guess I could take the whole movie, including the current scene I'm playing right here, and just toss it back like that. It never existed.
Yeah, well, sounds good.
No, better yet. Whole trilogy. Yeet.
That reminds me, I need to create a video about that. Well, last month, the Twitter user, I think YouTuber Pulver Memes, he made a video saying that the sequel trilogy should get the Clone Wars treatment, and if it does get the Clone Wars treatment, everyone will start to like it, like the prequel trilogy, and just sort of like, no.
See, that's a discussion for another time. Actually, we should maybe do that in the next stream, because that's a good discussion right there.
Well, I will have to create the video and release it before the stream. So
yeah, you make the video on it then. I don't want to take your video idea.
It's I can't remember what I was saying now.
It's okay. We all do that. Memory loss is a side effect.
Probably drunk too much Coruscant colored milk.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is what happens if you drink it while it's brown.
But then that's not Coruscant colored milk.
I mean, technically, it's colored because it's brown. Brown's a color.
But it's not genuine Coruscant color.
It may not be genuine, but it's colored milk. So somebody's done something to the milk,
Someone's milked something.
or done something else to the milk.
Actually, talking about doing something else to the milk. This Christmas, I made eggnog.
Yes.
And of course, you do the general stuff with eggnog.
Uh-huh.
Put copious amounts of alcohol in it.
Yeah, clearly. I know all about that.
It was so nice. It was delicious. It was just
Well,
next year's eggnog is going to be amazing.
why don't you just make some Coruscant colored milk next time? Or eggnog. Coruscant colored eggnog. There you go. Just tell them, like, make a brown one and tell them if it's brown, don't drink it down. And they'll ask why. And just give them like a list of side effects, including memory loss, because apparently that's what's happened to you a little while ago.
Yeah, but that might not. I don't think that's the milk's problem. I think that might be the other stuff that's in the milk.
I don't know the ingredients. I just know it's brown.
No, I'm talking about the alcohol.
Well, that might actually do it too. Well, I was going to say something, and now I forgot. I drunk the milk.
Oh
no.
God, this is gonna be a running thing.
It's going to be a running thing. Oh gosh. Well, as far as like favorites from our streams, like it's not even just a stream. I remember a tweet that I made a while back, and it's still pinned as my top tweet. I made a tweet about the parallels between life and Star Wars, and I made a really cool explanation for it, and then I discussed it on the stream, and I did want to do more of those. I really did, but it was in a way, maybe I just lost interest in it, or maybe I just couldn't think of anything at the time. Maybe I conveyed what I wanted with that one comparison the first time, but I really had a hard time making more of those parallels. But that was one of the things I really liked, and I think that's sort of how I got really into this kind of thing. Talking about Star Wars Online is when I started tweeting stuff about it and all that kind of thing. But the calling everybody that all those negative people, the Krells, and then mentioning the dogmas like Commander Tano, like that whole discussion was one of my favorite discussions that we ever had, and that was in one of the first. Yes, was that the first episode, or was that like a couple episodes after that? I feel like that was the first ever episode. That was a good discussion.
I feel like, yeah, it was.
That was a good discussion. And really, I should come up with another one like that. But that was like fresh after the Gina Carano incident. That happened, and it made a lot of people mad, including myself, because I liked her character. But there's those people that are like, oh yeah, this is great. She couldn't act. She couldn't do this or that, or she had terrible opinions. Like, okay, that's your opinion, and it's terrible. So you should be canceled too. But no, I wanted to convey a point, and I wanted to try to talk some sense into people. Of course, that's impossible on Twitter, but you got to try at least to say you tried. And I made a really cool tweet. Like I said, still pinned tweet. So if anybody ever wanted to check it out, which I guess it depends on when you watch this video. It could be like 3 years in the future. I'm looking at you, Jimmy, who's watching it right now. 3 years in the future, it might not be there anymore. But right now, as of what day is it? The 30th of December in 2021. I forget the day. The 30th of December in 2021. Unless you're Sir Amway, 31st, so it's New Year's Eve. So happy New Year's Eve, by the way, Sir Amway. Then it's pinned on my Twitter. So, which also another quick plug. My Twitter's in the description. The link is click it. All right. But yeah, that's one of my favorite discussions from the entirety of this year was talking about that, and you brought a lot more light to it than I did, Commander Tano, because I
No.
think yes, I think you brought a lot more light to that discussion than what I originally came up with, because I didn't mention anything about the dogmas and you did, and it made the conversation much more interesting. And this is why I like having a group of people, because when I don't think of something, one of the other people in the group probably did. And it adds to the discussion. It's good to have multiple perspectives, which is why I'm here with all of you. Well, Chrono and Psycho aren't here right now, but they're having them on here as well was awesome. Bounty Hunter Network, he was awesome to have on here. Just all the people that we've had over the course of this year, it was always nice to have another person's perspective, and it always added to the conversation, which is why I'm glad that I have you guys here now. And the perfect example was that discussion. So that's one of my favorite memories. And I never got to say anything to Chrono before he had to leave about this, but Soraya and Chrono were the first two people that stuck with the channel as far as like viewers and all that. They were just there at the very beginning. So I'd like to, if Chrono ever goes back and watches this or anything, he might, I'd like to say thank you for that, because I mean he's helped me. He was also my fact checker, because he would always end up like correcting me or enlightening me on facts that I didn't know before or that I got wrong. So that's one of his titles. I didn't mention that earlier. That's one of his titles that I give him now. But
Chrono
having
the fact checker.
yes, exactly. There you go. But he was there, which so were you, Soraya. You were also helping me out with that in the chat. Like you guys were there helping me and helping me and Commander Tano and Nick, or Bounty Hunter Network, if you want to call them that. You guys were helping us, get things right, or you were just like adding to the discussion. So I mean, I'd like to thank both of you and Chrono, for sticking with me, and I'm glad I added you guys to the streams, because having your perspective, and plus we wouldn't have these awesome sponsorships if it wasn't for you, Soraya. So I gotta say, like, that's really, especially my favorite one. If it's brown, don't drink it down. Yes, I love the hair care one, because Hauser's hair. I just love his hair. Everybody knows this at this point. But that one by far was my favorite one. So I'd like to thank you and Chrono for sticking with me through the year, and Commander Tono for streaming with me as well, because like I really appreciated your input that you put on literally anything that we talk about. So I really do appreciate that, and I find it very enlightening. Like earlier, as an example, I mean, I already mentioned an example earlier, but this is a recent one. You mentioned the exposition part and saying that they were probably adding all that dialogue for exposition or stuff like that, and that added right there, because I hadn't thought of that, and I don't think, and maybe Surrey thought of it. I don't know, but that's not something that he mentioned at first, so maybe he didn't. But either way, you added to the discussion, because he didn't mention it, I didn't mention it, Chrono didn't mention it. So your input's always very welcome, and you've always made the discussions more interesting. So thank you. It's quite nice to have people to do this with. So it's been a great honor to have you guys on here, Chrono. Anybody that's been on here before, it's been an honor having you guys on the streams, and it's made for a very good year for me on here. Even though things have happened throughout the year, at least these streams have always been consistently awesome, or at least to me they were.
Well, the feeling is more than mutual. Like it's been such an honor. I can't believe it's nearly, like, come March, it's nearly been a year that we've been doing this, and it's really cool because it's like, you know, you hear so much from people about how, like, oh, the internet is a toxic, scary place, and yada yada yada. And so it's really cool how at the same time it's like you can meet some really cool people there. Like, it's kind of bizarre to think, like, to go from, like, these are some people who I see, you know, post things on Twitter to like, you know, these are people like that I have regular conversations with and like have built friendships with and things like that. It's just really weird to think about that. And it's very cool. And I'm really glad that we were all able to just meet and find each other and whatever and do this stuff. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's been so much fun, and I'm really glad we've been able to do this. And I'm so, like, you were, you know, Shade, you were so awesome in facilitating all of this, and being kind of the and kind of being such an awesome host and kind of corralling all of us, because it's like, you know, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I'll just stop because I'm like kind of going to just get into word salad at this point, you know. So, but yeah, thank you.
You're getting struck by the feels, and you just
I
losing the
am.
ability to get the words out.
I know. I
Hey.
am.
I feel it too. Like, I mean, I may not completely agree that I'm a wonderful host. I feel like I mess up way too much, but at least I am competent enough to facilitate these streams the way I do. I do really enjoy doing this. I like having you guys to talk to, and it's been a wonderful year. It's, you know, I don't know
And
what I
it's
would've
only
done
going to
on my
get better.
Thursdays. Yes, exactly. I don't know what I would have done on my Thursdays with now that I've been doing this every Thursday. I mean, unless I got sick or something like that, you know. I mean, for some reason I've noticed that I get sick a lot. I'd never used to get sick a lot, but apparently I do now. I don't know. But
It's the
it's
beer
been-
bug. It's the beer bug.
well, I don't drink beer, so I don't know if that's I don't know if that applies to me, but maybe, I don't know. But anyways, I do really enjoy hosting these. I like planning them out. You know, the only problem I have with doing it now is just the time. But you know, I like to. I somehow make it work, and I do really enjoy doing this kind of thing. And I do want to do more. I really do. I just wish I had more time to do so. But you know, life goes on, and you just gotta make what you can of it. And I feel like I will end up doing more with this at some point. I just gotta find a good spot, you know. But I do really enjoy doing this with you guys, and I'm so glad that, you know, I saw Commander Tano and Bounty Hunter Network streaming that one day. That's what pushed me to do it. And it was really refreshing to see just two people discussing a topic, and you know, just rolling with it through the whole stream. So I've told this story before, but I've told you guys about this before, but I always talked with my cousin Psycho uh, every Friday whenever he would come up here, and we would just have long discussions about Star Wars, and not even just Star Wars, just almost anything pop culture related that we were interested in, but it was mostly Star Wars. And seeing more people do that, especially online, made me think I could have been doing this the whole time. Like all those discussions that me and my cousin have had, we literally could have just streamed them online, and you know, had been doing that for like forever. So that's what really pushed me to do it, is seeing other people do it. And I'm so glad that I did, because if it weren't for that, we wouldn't be here right now. And I'm very thankful that we are. And honestly, like my favorite part of it, I mean, even though I may not be the most wonderful host ever, but I still
Stop
enjoy
putting yourself
hosting.
down.
Well, look, I've gotten better since the first episode. I will admit that I have improved.
I will break quarantine laws just to come over and kick your ass.
Well, if that means anything, then that means I'm good, and I just need to shut up before I make sure I
Pretty
come down
much.
here to where I'm. Okay, fine. I'll take your word for it, guys. I'm good. Okay, there we go. I love doing this though. It is quite fun. I do wish that my commentating skills was better, and I guess if I do this more, I will improve over time. But as far as that goes, I think I do a decent job, and I do like doing it. So I'm going to continue to do this. This is the kind of thing I like to do, and I'm glad that you guys are here for the ride because otherwise it'd just be me here saying things to literally nobody, and it'd just be a little weird. But I did think about doing like solo videos like that before, and I think the main reason why I didn't do that is because it's hard for me to just talk into, let's say, a mic without anybody talking back. I don't know if that makes sense. I might not be wording it correctly, but it's like it's hard to it's hard to make conversation when there's nobody on the other end talking back. So, and like I mentioned earlier, it's better to have people on here with you because they bring more to the conversation than what you would have brought if you were alone. So it's quite fun. I like it, and I'm glad that we have this opportunity to do that. But yeah, I'm very glad that we made it a year. Well, through this year, and we're looking forward to March 25th of next year because that will be our anniversary stream. I gotta think of something. I gotta think of something to do for that stream. Man, I got some planning to do. I'll make something nice. I'll try to anyway. So what do you guys got anything to say about this? Any more
No.
to say about it?
Well, just so you know, it'll be a Friday stream.
Well, that's fine. Perfectly fine. I like Fridays. Unless nobody else is good for that day.
Well,
Well,
it's 3 months into the future, so
Yeah. So we'll wait. We'll figure things out for that, but we'll wait and figure out where things go. But I'm probably going to end the stream pretty soon. So if you guys got anything else to say about this or want to say before the end of this final stream for the year, go ahead. I'm all ears.
Just thank you again, and I can't think of anything else to say because I'm still overcome with feels.
The feels hit hard. I know the
Yep.
feeling right now.
actually, I will sort of say this, and this was. I've said it before. I just don't know if I've said it on stream or not. But it was kind of funny, because when I saw both you and Commander Tano following me on Twitter, and I think there was someone else. I thought it was actually going to go somewhere. And the fact that it's come to here is just pretty damn cool. I can't remember what made me think that something like this would happen. But when I saw you guys follow me, it kind of felt like that we grouped up then, not when we actually got onto stream.
Yeah.
And now we're here. doing a
It
whole lot
is-
of different
it is
things,
crazy.
and yeah. And I mean the funny thing is that I kind of get the feeling that we've just barely started.
Yeah, yeah, that's
It's
true. I feel the same.
it's sort of we're still in alpha testing.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm sure we'll get further. I'm sure we will.
but so look forward to what happens next year,
Yes.
audience.
We're looking forward to an even better year next year. Hopefully, things with let's say the specific virus or pandemic that we are under, not virus, but let's hope that calms down. Because I mean, I'm hearing that it's probably calming down with the new variant, and hopefully it pushes the other more dangerous ones out, and it just becomes less lethal with each new variant that they keep coming up with. So maybe, possibly, and I'm just trying to bring optimism here. I don't know the facts or anything. I could be completely wrong, but hopefully that's all going out, and it's getting. Hopefully it gets better with the next year. So that alone will take away some stress that is caused by, let's say, my job or anything like that, or even just being around people in general. I won't be so stressed out about getting COVID and spreading it to other people. It's not even that's not what's causing all the issues, but that's one of the issues of this year. And just time and all that stuff. Hopefully, things just get better next year. That's what
Yeah,
I'm hoping.
absolutely. Because yeah, what needs to happen is that I probably need to fly over to the States, and then we do a stream where we're all in the same room.
That would be amazing. That really would be amazing. Like that would be insane being in the same room with all three of you. If
That would.
that was possible for all four of us to get into a room together and stream, that would be amazing.
I want that to happen.
I really would. That would be pretty cool. We might have to plan something out for that in the future. I do want to do that at some point.
We'd have to figure out like where.
That is a good question. That's a very good question. One we'll have to figure out. Look forward to that.
A place that has cheap accommodation.
Place for cheap accommodations. We'll figure it out. We'll figure that out. It'll be fun. We gotta do that sometime. We're just like thinking of all the good ideas.
And hopefully not in a big city, because I've seen how you Americans drive and it's scary. And not a good type of scary.
I'm not in a big city, and the people that I have to deal with down here drive terribly as well.
So it's just America.
It's America.
Okay.
It's probably just America. Like on my way home today, the light turned green, and some guy decides that I was in the turning lane. By the way, I was behind people in the turning lane, and this guy, in a huge truck with a long trailer behind it, decides that he's going to cut all of us off and turn into where I was just leaving, and do it slowly. Now, he looked like he did it on purpose. Whether he did or not, I don't know. But the light was red on his side, and he still did it. And, we're not a big city either. So this is quite common, actually, around here. People don't know how to drive. How did they get their license around here? I don't know. I think a friend of mine said that once they get a certain age, they need to retake. It needs to be mandatory to retake your driver's test to see how you're driving, I guess. Because some people around here do not deserve a driver's license. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh dear.
So how about you just all come down here? It sounds safer.
I don't know. With that heat up there. I don't know. I might melt. I'll be like the
Oh,
Wicked Witch of the
don't-
West or something like that.
Don't
Just
come
without
in the
the
summer.
water.
Don't come in the summer. And sorry, hey, what you were talking about the West?
The Wicked Witch of the West. I'll be like her melting. I'm melting. Ah!
No, you don't come to Melbourne in summer.
But it sounds like it's summer all year round down there.
Oh no, nowhere near.
It's supposed to get like 96 today, didn't you say? Or 36 Celsius.
Yeah, but we're in the
Uh-huh.
middle of summer.
We're not in summer. It's winter.
Down here, it's summer.
Why is it summer down there? Why is it summer down there? I don't get it. I'm just stupid. I'm just kidding.
Good.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I promise.
Oh, because some of the stuff that uni students over in America say, you wonder how they got through high school.
Ain't that the truth? Some
That
of them
is
don't even-
true.
Yeah. Some of them don't even know very basic knowledge down here that a lot of
Actually,
people
no.
should know.
To be fair, some of the uni students down here in Australia, you wonder how they got past high school.
Maybe they just don't like America and they wanted to go to Australia instead.
No. I was at a party and now I did something called TAFE. TAFE is a tertiary education that's a lot more practical than university.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as academic.
So
Though
school
depending,
that's useful.
yeah, pretty much. Well, the funny thing is that I did computer programming,
Oh gosh.
and
Nice.
the thing is that and this was according to my teachers and a lot of other sort of IT people, is that programmers that come out of TAFE are all ready to go. You don't need to teach them anymore. You can just hire them and they will start programming. Where uni students will have a lot more sort of theory knowledge, but they might not be able to actually program.
Mm.
Can't confirm. Nobody down here can program. If I can't do it, they can't.
But anyway, sorry, getting to the story. I was at a party, completely. There was sort of like, it was pretty much after the party had finished. You know how everyone just hangs around and instead of being loud, it's just more chatty and all that and quiet.
Yeah.
So I was probably 10 other people and all uni students. And I don't know. I was talking about another topic and they started talking about, for some reason, evolution.
Oh dear.
And oh
dear.
yeah.
That's my
And one of them said that good old cherry of a statement. I don't believe in evolution because how did life start?
That's
Because
not
life
what. That's not what evolution even addresses.
Yes.
It really doesn't
Oh
address
my.
that. Now the thing is that when you generally hear that statement, and this is the crazy part, when you generally hear that statement, you can ask that question. You can ask the question of, what happens to be your religion? and they will normally say, Christian, not this person, or everyone around this person. They were atheists.
Wait, what?
Yes.
I'm really confused.
Yeah.
Oh, only in Australia, I guess.
But anyway, I spent the next 10 minutes essentially going through the layman's version of the theory of abogenesis. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And after I completely, I pretty much went straight down to basic chemistry as well. So I explained basic chemistry to these guys. And after I finished, they all looked at me like I'd done the entire speech in Japanese. And then one person went, yeah, no, that pretty much what he just said was all correct. You know what was really strange about that one guy?
What?
He was a highly religious Catholic in the group.
Oh my gosh.
So out of the entire group were mainly, either atheist or agnostic. And they were all sort of nodding along to, evolution can't be real because how did life begin? And the guy that I was debating the benefits of religion with, because he was religious, is the one that backed me up on the theory of evolution.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That's insane.
Our education system is screwed. And it doesn't matter what country you're from, it's screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
The fundamentals of the education system need to be pulled up by the foundations and just done away with. And it needs to be built up from the ground.
They do. And part of the issue seems to be that, and I think it's like most people, I don't think they understand kind of the history of different education systems, at least, Western education. It's like once upon a time, kind of higher education, university education, it was like people who got that, families who sent their children to get that, their sons to get that, it wasn't so that necessarily so much that they could get some practical skills, and earn a salary from it. It was like these were already families that already had lots of money, and it was kind of just it was like kind of like teaching your kids manners. You know what I mean? It was like teaching. It was kind of like an embellishment so that you could hold like polite, conversation in polite society.
Yeah.
And then kind of things changed economically, where you kind of had a growing middle class, and and just kind of improved standards of living across the board, and people starting to have different goals in mind, like for education as something that they want their children to learn transferable skills so that they can earn money at the end of the day and become productive members of society. And it's like, you already though have all these old ivory tower institutions that are selling one product, it's like kind of like a finishing school type of thing. It's like, here you're going to learn some fluffy stuff so that you can talk in, you can talk with other people of your class in society. But there's less demand for that. And then you have growing demand, on the other hand, for, hey, our kids need job skills. And so you have these universities trying to contort themselves to shift gears and kind of make the product that they're selling look like the product that people were actually demanding. And they're not doing a great job of that. And I think, but unfortunately, it's become such a status symbol that I think a lot of,
Well, I mean, it does depend on where you're from, because the thing is
Yes.
that our universities don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Because if you are looking for practical skills, you go to TAFE. You don't go to university. You go to university for those really you go to university to become the lawyer or the doctor or the engineer.
Yeah, I should distinguish, like, it's a weird thing because and maybe I'm going a little bit too far deep back into history before kind of, because colleges and universities have now kind of, you can get that kind of pre-med, pre-law, if you want to do engineering, there are certain tracks that you can, if you go to university, like, you can pursue that. And it's like, it kind of functions as kind of an apprenticeship or trade school, but for certain professions, in that you are learning skills.
But I mean, the thing is that we don't have that. We don't have that for our universities. If you are wanting to apprentice yourself, you go to TAFE. You don't go to university.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to work in a law firm but not as a lawyer, you go to TAFE.
Mm-hmm.
You don't go to university. But if you want to, do the lawyer thing, I don't know much about the how lawyers work. But
at least in the States, and that's one area where some universities, like, certain departments within universities, so like English departments, and certain kind of liberal arts departments, at least in American universities, they're kind of hemorrhaging students because they can't really say, like, oh, if you follow this degree program of taking these courses in, certain periods of literature, and a lot of this is frankly knowledge that you could get via Google or YouTube, and you could learn just as much, if not more. But that's a whole other subject, another conversation. But
yeah,
some of them try to kind of pitch themselves as, well, if you take these, kind of major in these subjects, that could prep you for law school. Really, there's nothing that can really prep you for law school. You just jump into law school and you figure it out. It's so weird, at least in the States. It's so different. A different way of doing school from...
Very different.
Yeah.
Well, we've
gone off
way off.
topic.
we went way off topic. Have you guys seen the chat? Just look at this for a second. I don't know if you guys noticed this. VarkTech, Voom in.ngo,
What the hell?
.ong. I don't understand what's going on.
I think we've been invaded by Russian bots.
Well, I think a couple of them
Cool.
are Russian, but good old Timmy up here isn't. I guess. I don't know. I'm glad that they decided to use my stream for whatever it is they are doing. Um, yeah, I don't know what to say about that.
that is, unless it's just one of those sort of no, actually, it wouldn't be a translation problem.
I doubt it. I don't understand what's going on because I think it's some sort of bot thing, but I don't know why.
No, because the thing is that if it was a translation thing, as in they've typed in Russian on their keyboard and there's a problem and it didn't get translated to English, it would come up as white blocks. It wouldn't.
That's true.
It wouldn't come up with actual letters. That's weird.
It is weird. Well, on that weird note, I guess we're probably just going to go ahead and end the stream for tonight. It has been awesome. It's been great. It's been amazing. I don't know how many adjectives I can fit into this, but I've fit 3 right there, describing how wonderful that's for this year has been for us. I'm just very happy right now, and it's been great to have you guys here. I'm glad that you were able to join me on the final episode of 2021. So, yay, woo, applause. But we're going to go ahead and probably head off. Now, I know I plugged it earlier, but I have links in the description below. I never mentioned our Discord, but, I also have a link to the Discord down there. Huh?
It's there.
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
The Discord channel exists.
It really does. If you didn't know that, you do now. I don't know how you wouldn't, and I don't know what you've been doing with your life, not being part of it. But as Psycho would say, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but join it. So, yeah, just do it. Just do it.
Do it,
Please. I need it. No, I'm just kidding. But please do join it because we have quite a lot of fun there. All the links are in the description. You can join. Maybe leave a like, subscribe to the channel, do whatever you want. Hopefully, we earned it. Anyways, we're going to get off of here. Have a happy new year. And same goes for you guys here. I hope you guys have a happy new year if I don't get to talk to you before then. And I almost forgot what was the last thing I was going to say. Way to end the stream, forgetting exactly what you were going to say. I drank the brown milk. I drank too much of it. Okay, whatever. You know what? I'm just going to end it here because I'm terrible at ending streams. That's one of my flaws right there. I just can't end them correctly. I'll figure it out one day. Anyways, Happy New Year. Hopefully next year will be great. I'll see you next time.
It will be, you mean?
It will be, of course. I'm glad you're being the optimist this time. You were the pessimist earlier. Now you're the optimist. See how things have turned around. This next year is going to be wonderful.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Happy New Year to all of you, and may the force be with you always.
Command of Republican Soldier Majestic Guerrilla Sector, Guerrilla Sector. Take on now, 392 Marshal 3.5. Roger, Bravo, the